Live.
Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome. Come on in. And you know the drill. Heart it up for us. Show us that you're there. Tell us where you're from. Share it out, what we've got. This is going to be fun, and we love getting together with you each and every week, and we appreciate you being here. Have you ever been in a position where your skills and talents have been dumbed down? Well, today on our show, we have an amazing coach named Andy Horry who is specialized in helping bring out these skills and to awaken them once again. So share out the episode with those of your friends who you think might need it. And at the end of the show, we are going to tell you who won sharing it out last week and who they won with. So stay tuned to the end. It might be you. You never know. So I wrote down the bio, but mostly it's like over the last 3 years or so, our friend Andy has been gathering information, going psychology, personal development, and spirituality. He has been shocked and amazed with his amazing journey. I'm amazed with mine, so I understand this completely. And he finds himself in alignment with truth now. Isn't that a beautiful place to be in? So he's in a space of joy, having released the blockages and attachment of his earlier years in school where they dumbed him down. But no, some of us are not going to stand for that. So now he is fully expressive and lives a truly limitless life. And following his passion, Coach Andy here is ready to help us to learn to express ourselves limitlessly and to live our lives effortlessly. So thank you, Andy, for being a part of our show today.
Thank you for letting me come on. It's a pleasure.
So I guess our
Hey,
first
Andy.
question Our first question is that we're starting to get with everyone is what song do you feel portrays your life for you? What's your favorite song coming out right now?
Hmm. I think at the moment I've been listening to a lot of Depeche Mode,
Ooh,
but it could essentially be one of theirs. The album I've been listening to the most is a Broken Frame, which I think was in '82 when they released that one. I think My Secret Garden was probably the one that sticks out at the moment,
oh,
which I
nice.
guess
See?
could kind of fit into being creative and expressive and owning having a space that you feels your own to create and be yourself. I guess My Secret Garden.
Mm, gotta love that. Gotta love that. And so I know when it comes to coaching, it's not like we're wanting clients to come to us. We're wanting people that we are a good fit with. So who would be the client that would be a good fit for you, and what do you share with them?
Hmm. I think a good fit for me would be somebody that's introverted and holding back with sort of expressing their own uniqueness and their own
Yes.
gifts into the world, and I can help them get more courageous and start to express themselves more and just bring out their unique side and express whatever comes through. So share their ideas and share their artwork maybe or whatever else they want to do. That's kind of the ideal
Ooh,
client for me.
beautiful. I love that. So many of us are old souls, and we've been through many years of persecutions and being put to death for the skills that we have. But now's the time where it's time for us to awaken, and we have each other to help and coaches like you. So I appreciate what you do. What are some of the modalities that you use in helping people?
Hmm. So I use some breath work, like meditation and taking deep breaths, and that's one way I can use to kind of ground ourselves and appreciate that we're in the present moment and forget about expectations and more be focused in this moment. And another way is to sort of use agreements and establish some agreements with each other, so then we don't go on based on expectation of what we expect from the session and what we expect from our relationship. It's an agreement that we both on board with. So that's two of the things that I use: setting up agreements and having meditation in and out of the sessions and like holding space and picking back in with the client to see if they're where they are, instead of it just being loads of information I'm throwing out. I want to make it sure it's a two-way conversation. You know.
Beautiful. So, how has being mindful and being in the present help you reclaim your skills of self expression in your life?
Mm. I think it's about being acceptant of who you are right now and not thinking about you need to be someone else in the future. And being a perfectionist, I've had some struggles in the past of being a perfectionist, and it kind of comes with this other idea of imposter syndrome, which you feel like you're an imposter, that someone's going to come in and say
Yes.
you're
Yes.
not this, you're not that. Say you're an artist or something, or a filmmaker. I've done films in the past, so if I say I'm a filmmaker, someone might come in and say you're not a filmmaker, you've only done one film, or you've only done this film that wasn't good enough or something. So you've got this idea that someone's going to come in and call you an imposter and say and kind of prove you wrong and feel like if you feel like you're going to get proven that you're not what you say you are, basically. So that comes along with perfectionism, and the idea that things can be perfect. But I don't think anything's perfect. I think in a way that's kind of what makes it perfect. So it kind of like a kind of bit like the word contradiction, or um, thing that the universe sometimes has those kind of contradictions. Or yeah, I can't really have a word for it now, but paradox. That's the thing. The universe has
Oh,
a lot of paradoxes. It's like
paradox.
it's perfect that it's imperfect, kind of thing, because nothing's perfect and everything's unique and has its own kind of special way of existing, and having has its flaws that we see as flaws, but it's only us that kind of bring that idea in that it's a flaw. It's just we kind of have an intention to draw something. If we draw it wrong, then we say it's wrong and it's a flaw. But if you just don't have any intention and you're in the moment fully, then you can't make any mistakes. It's just the way that happened in that moment.
It's true. So sometimes when we're trying to reach these things, we can understand it in the head, but when it's time to do it and bring it out of ourselves, there's like a lack of trust or something. How do you help people with these kind of obstacles and blockages about just
Mm.
because you can believe it up here, but when it comes to bringing it out of the heart, it's like, oh, and they kind of sit back a bit. How do we reach in there and bring it out?
It's about different perspective shifts and start seeing new perspectives, and just think about them for a bit, and you might not straight away want to do like express yourself or whatever, but then the more you kind of think about the new perspectives, like is in the perfection one. I think that's one thing that stops people. They think it has to be perfect, and they don't want to finish anything. They start it and then
Yeah,
they're never finished with it. So it's like those kind of things can stop people. So those kind of different perspectives of saying that nothing's perfect and you can strive for excellence, but you can never be perfect, and you can just be in the moment and not need to think of a future too much. You can use it, but then you've got to detach from it at some point. And I'm always telling people about the process is more important than the outcome of it. You know.
it's true. It's true. It's
So
all
do you
about
give like
journey.
homework? Do you give your clients homework to actually push them at the door, like push ideas forward? Do you give them
Mm.
little exercises or anything? Do you have things
Yeah.
that you do?
Yeah, well, I've got a content creation program, which is a 4-week program, and each week I give them like a challenge. That's so in that particular program I do that, and then
No.
in my other packages, like I've got a month package, or 3 months, or 6 months, and in those packages I might sometimes give people exercises in between sessions, but usually I try and get them to write down what the biggest insight for them was, and then kind of see if they can figure out for themselves what they can set themselves. So it's about them empowering themselves and kind of becoming their own coach. So in a way, so it's like I'm
Nice.
kind of like a facilitator for them in a way, but not he's a
Okay.
coach,
Yeah.
but it's not all about me. It's about them and their empowerment. So that's another way.
Beautiful,
So
beautiful.
you and you always hit me as an old soul. So
Yeah.
do you think you're accessing like your many lives before to bring this forward? Is that how you feel? Because I've looked at your website, it's totally creative, and just everything else that you have is beautiful and very creative. And I know you have a little bit of techie education, and you are a filmmaker, right? You are one as well. So you bring all that creativity forward. Do you feel like you're an old soul, or you think you're drawing on past lives to bring this
I've
forward, all
been
your
wondering
ancient
about it.
wisdom?
Yeah, I've been wondering about that. I feel like when I've gone through my journey, I feel like I have kind of had this strong feeling of what I should be doing or what's right for me to do. And it's always to be creative. So it feels like it does feel like I've been to the earth many times and learnt different lessons. It kind of does feel like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of starting to only quite recently I've started to kind of think that, you know. But then looking back, you kind of realise that all the way through your life you felt that to a certain extent, and then now it's like at this point I do feel like it's potentially the case, you know.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
like
your
so much remembering coming back. I love
Mm.
that.
yeah. So you use your intuition to hook into the people who and kind of feel out their blocks, and you kind of know the right questions to have them to answer, like their dark side. You were talking about the dark side and the light, the dark
Mm.
workers and the light workers. Do you feel you're more like somebody who's come from like not darkness, but just that
Mm.
sad or conflicted part of a personality and coming bringing that forward into the light?
Mm.
Is
Yeah, the dark workers thing is an interesting topic, and I think it does feel like I've been attracted to a lot of dark areas in my life, but in terms of like artwork, at least, anyways. Like I've always listened to lots of different types of dark music, I guess. So like I've listened to lots of different types of heavy metal music and stuff, and
Yeah.
I also
Woohoo.
like the new wave, or what's the word, like synth pop that's like got dark gothic air kind of things, like Depeche Mode, I was saying.
Yeah.
So I've kind of always enjoyed that, just that atmosphere of melancholy and darkness and those kind of things, which then coming into the spiritual community kind of made me think, oh, I'm going into something completely different here. It seems like it's all about love and light and stuff, and and obviously I think I've kind of balanced it.
Exactly.
I've balanced it as I've gone through. I've
Exactly.
balanced it, and then, but it's like you know once you go deep into one of them, you sort of go down the corridor and you start to see the end of the corridor. You start to see the other one. So it's like the dualities you see on your journey.
yes.
It's like you can't really have one without the other. So that's why the
So
darkness
No.
is important as well.
how would you
I mean, how do
define
you?
it? The difference between a light worker and a dark worker. How would you define this? I mean, I know what I would say, but how would you do
Mm.
this?
Yeah, I'm still exploring it, but I've just been watching a video. I think she was called Lorna Johnson, and she's a coach, and she was talking about light workers will work on the stuff that's kind of wisdom that the collective needs, but then it's been known for longer. And it's like the dark workers are working on stuff that's only just come in. It's like really new knowledge or really new downloads and things like that. Because it's harder to go into those dark areas. So then I guess it just they're like so close to it and so close to the darkness, and they're actually in it all the time. But I guess the other stuff that light workers might learn might come in slowly because it's like being passed down from the dark workers into the light workers. So that's why it's older information. I think that's how it works. It's from what I've seen.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It all works together. So
Mm.
what started you on this journey in the first place to become a coach? Did you just find yourself there, or because you helped all your friends? How did it come out for you?
Yeah. So I think it's hmm. Well, when I made a documentary, and that was talking about black metal, which is like a subgenre of metal. And it's in Britain where I am, so British black metal was the documentary, and I kind of people started talking about spirituality in the documentary, and I was kind of thinking, oh, that's interesting. And it wasn't about religion; it was kind of about something different and about connection to nature and the energy and stuff like that, and connection with your surroundings and stuff. So I was wondering about that. I was curious of it when they brought it in, and I was thinking, hmm. So I like kind of went down that road and learned more about it, and then I kind of realised that my connection with music was so similar to how people see spirituality. So I was thinking, oh, I've always had this actually, but now
Woohoo.
I've like just figuring out all the other topics and kind of theories around it. And I think one of the first teachers that there's a guy on YouTube called Infinite Waters. I learned from him a lot. And then I found Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, and that was like one of the
Yes.
foundational sort of teachings, I guess, for my learning about this sort of thing.
Awesome.
Because the present moment is like what it's all about in it. So that's kind of a good foundational kind of thing to learn about, and I think that's why it became so popular. And Oprah, I think Oprah was the one that kind of got him really, really famous. So yeah, it's a really powerful book.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
I used to listen to Thich Nhat Hanh to learn
Oh yeah.
about mindfulness, and I had a really good book that I left in California, but we get in touch with our bodies and our feelings and things that we've blocked away because we're so busy thinking everywhere else. But when we start focusing on the now, well, now we can deal with them because now is the only powerful moment that we have, And so I loved
This
that
is
book and I
illusion.
love that man.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
I'm just thinking what's coming through them at the moment. And intuition is like telling me to talk about the way that I've kind of come through thinking about being an introvert and being extroverted. And I guess
Right.
I think I've had unconscious patterns in my mind saying I should be extroverted to be successful, or I should be extroverted to
Oh,
you know. But you don't. But I think that people don't always think about an introvert being successful, maybe in coaching or things like that, where you kind of public figure in a way, or you start to become that thing, or it usually tends to come with being like a speaker or something like this, which I do want to do. But
nice.
but I think yeah, at the moment I'm kind of learning more about why the powers of being introverted, and you can't really escape. When you're an introvert, you can't force yourself to be extroverted all the time. You can kind of do it to a certain extent, but
You
you
can
got to
put on
kind
that hat. You
of
put on your
yeah,
extroverted hat and do your business and then go home and
right.
take it off. Jack
yeah.
Canfield is an introvert. Can you guys believe that?
That's
Mm,
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah, an introvert, extrovert doesn't mean you're shy and introvert. I mean, it just means how you
mm,
handle your energy, right? It means like an introvert needs more alone time and needs
Yes, to
because they feel
replenish.
like their energy is sucked off by other people, and whereas extroverts thrive on all that
mm,
chaos energy and they can they suck it in. So for in a lot of ways that's why it is, they just thrive on it. It's just a different
mm,
kind of way of being. Introverts
yeah.
have a lot of more maybe a lot more time to think about things in the
Self-reflect and
present
stuff.
moment.
Mm,
And
mm. Yeah, it's interesting you say
yes,
about that, about the energy and stuff, because it feels like, I guess it feels like an introvert's more sensitive to energy and an extrovert's less sensitive. So then they want to get the energy more in when an extrovert. That's why they're going out to get it. Then introverts, we've already got enough. So it's like if we go out too much, we get overwhelmed by
Overload.
it.
or you need to recharge differently, and I think that
Yeah.
maybe what it is, it just needs different recharging,
Mm,
you know,
Yeah.
different
I agree.
different plugs or whatever. Um, Bex, you had a question for Andy, and
yeah.
he was going to do a little visualization, I think, connected to it. So that's a
Yeah.
really
There was
cool one.
something that you had brought through in our pre-show meeting that you do with your clients that I thought was really cool, which is talking them through having a conversation with their future selves when they have, manifested the life they want to live, and what does that look like? How do they feel? And coming from that space, having that conversation. I thought it'd be really cool if we could do some sort of meditation like that, if you'd be willing to walk us
mm.
through.
Yeah. I was wondering
Ooh.
maybe what I usually do is get a person to do role play with me. So would anybody
Right.
like to do the role play with me?
Uh,
Or
sure.
could we
Go
do a
ahead,
meditation?
Bex.
Bex. Yeah,
I
Or we
knew
Bex.
could
I
do
was
the
just gonna, I
meditation.
knew I was gonna be
Go ahead,
throwing a
Bex.
bus for that one. All right, so in 3 years, I will be, let's see, in 3 years, I will be a certified angelic, uh, like master coach or whatever, and reader and all this stuff. So I'll have like all these certificates, and yeah, I'll be
Ooh.
helping people in bigger ways and inspiring people in bigger ways. So we can go from there, I guess. I don't know.
So
That's
yeah,
my
if you
You
goal.
could be a
if
public
you would like to
speaker,
do that, yeah.
Bex.
Sure.
Yes, if you'd like to do that, we can go into 3 years,
Okay.
and it becomes the present moment. So,
Okay, and everybody can
so
follow along and pretend they're going in 3 years. So.
Send Bex the energy.
yeah,
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 send me energy.
yeah. So let's say you've called me now and you said, "Oh, it was great that I talked to you 3 years ago. It was really a life-changing conversation." And so what is it? So what was it that changed your life from those last 3 years ago?
It was being able to finally stand in my power and really claim the life that I want without having any fear of anything holding me back. Being able to realize that I can create anything. That was amazing, and being able to really do that has changed my life in so many ways because I'm not afraid to stand up anymore. I'm not afraid to take those steps. I know that I can do it. So that's been pretty cool.
Mm. So you're taking
Yeah.
the action despite of the of any kind of fears or things like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the fear still there then?
The fear's still, it's still there, but I recognize it as more of a point of expansion of me being able to move past it. Like when I start
Mm.
to feel that fear, I know it's because I'm about to do something really cool, really big. So I can see it now as a way to really jump into that stuff instead of, letting it keep me from being able to move forward.
Mm. So you kind of feel that your relationship with fear has become a different one.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it as a tool now instead of something that, I mean, I let it hold me back for so long in my life. So yeah, I see it now as just a really cool tool to have.
Mm. Good. And then what do you think? So what other things have come into your life that you haven't mentioned yet? That from those 3 years ago, like to now, what other things have come into your life?
Another thing that I let fear hold me back on was traveling. So now I've really been able to experience more, go places, and not be afraid to put myself out there. Not be afraid of the opportunities that are coming in, and not just push them aside because I feel more comfortable in my space. So that's helped me be able to um, travel to do my work and do things more out in the world instead of just doing it from my space on, a screen.
Mm. Would you like to go deeper with this, or should we call it again?
I mean, that's cool. That was fun.
Okay, cool.
No,
Good to
that's
ask permission.
I mean, I don't know where that was going, but hey, I'm taking it. Guess
Yeah.
I'm going to be traveling in 3 years.
nice.
Mm.
Nice,
Yeah.
Bex. Pick me
Well,
up.
I mean, just to put it out there, I've been, part of my goal, my long-term goal is to be able to go and teach people in person, like on stage kind of thing, like talks,
Mm.
do that
I
kind of
can
stuff
see
as well.
that.
But
Mm.
I didn't think 3 years was something that was going to be feasible. But hey, if it
Yeah.
starts coming then,
That's an interesting thing.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing
Yeah,
about the impossible
that's
thing, because
fast.
sometimes we think that yeah, we think sometimes the things that we want,
Are years and years out.
it's usually
Yeah,
the possible things that we think we want, or like we say we want this, but then do we want it enough to actually believe it, or some things like that. Like there's things that are impossible in our minds, but that's like
yeah,
the goal that's the worthwhile goal for you, the most
absolutely.
worthwhile, the ones that you see it as impossible. If you
Yeah.
don't see it as impossible, then then let's see how far we can go to find one that's impossible.
Right,
Because usually our goals are like so limited. We're like, yeah, I've got a goal to do this, and it's like, are you doing your goal just based on how you think you can get it, or are
right.
you doing a goal that you really want, fully?
Yeah, and
So
to
that's something.
just put like my own vulnerability out there so people have a perspective to come from. I don't even have a car.
Yeah.
My travel is that limited that I don't even have a car because I have limited myself that much that I believe that I couldn't maintain that.
Yeah.
So to be able to put perspective on that and say, okay, I'm going to go from being that limited to that expansive, that's powerful stuff to be able to recognize that and see how time doesn't really matter. It's just being able to create that, be able to tap
Mm.
into that creative energy and just go for it.
I say, yeah, times. That's the one good thing about time is that
Yeah.
in terms of time and like linear, look at time as linear, obviously, and then actual existence is not linear. So, like a child is
Yeah.
closer to their intuition and to their like joy and kind of the things that they want to do, the desires and stuff like that. So when you get older, often people get further away from it. But it just depends on if you're doing the inner work and like personal development things and spiritual, things like that. So when you're a child, people can learn so much from children.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like from a baby, you can just look at them and see how curious they are of everything and how present they are, and just like you can have a staring contest with them.
Yeah.
They're not
Beautiful.
they're not they're not kind of like what's the word, guy really necessarily.
Right.
Generally, it's just like they just they can just look at you forever and
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We
They
always
don't
call
get
them little Zen
self-conscious
masters.
from that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I meant, yeah, don't get self-conscious. That's it.
Yeah, they're just very, very zen, very present in the moment, and that's what matters most to them. It's not having to go from toy to toy and activity to activity. It's just being there, being able just to sit in that space. And that's, I
Mm.
mean, I have four, so I've had a lot of experience with them bringing me back from my being scattered all over the place. They help me to
Mm.
come back into that moment. Even still, as they're getting older, it's like, oh, I want to go do this. And they're like, Mom, just sit with me, just down, just chill
Mm.
out.
Yes.
Just
My daughter
cuddle,
does
Mom. I
that.
want to cuddle. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so
So I have a
That's very
question then. So Bex knows what she's doing in 3 years. Okay, she's got that, and she sees how she's worked through these blockages. So now, how does she stay in the present and manifest those things without staying in the future and not being present. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, just I think it's all about honoring that desire that or that kind of feeling that you felt when you went to the 3 years.
Right.
Because if if you're still in that vibration, then it's a reality. You are there. Because it's not time. Like you can be there and there at the same time. It's
Yeah.
like your future self helps you as well. Your future self helps you while you're here in this point because you kind of both there at the same time because there's no like space or time. So you're there at the same time, and you're just kind of talking to each other of like asking them, just being open to like ways of getting there, even though like it's illusion that you can get there, you're already there. But it's just like
Exactly.
manifesting the things you want
Exactly.
that kind of comes with it, you know.
And they say that everything is happening now. It's all happening at the same time. So like
Yeah,
anchoring that energy into my present moment is going to help me create that even faster because I'm resonating with the vibration of what I want my life to look like.
yeah,
So, and that's something that we teach a lot, in doing readings for people and talking about how to help them get to where they want to be. It's always about bringing the energy of that realization into your now moment so you can continue to feed that, right? So I think that's an amazing opportunity for people to be able to do that, just to look at their life in, 3 years, 5 years, and just come from that place and really bring that energy into now with them.
yeah. And when you're tapped into that energy, you can kind of end up having a sort of exponential growth of it because it's like
Yeah,
that's the momentum of it.
that was
Yeah, do you
fun.
think you actually manifest it by putting that energy out there? Is that one of the things you think happens?
Is that a question
Yeah.
for me? Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
yeah,
which one
yeah.
question it was. Oh,
No,
sorry.
no, yeah, yeah, no, Andy. Do you think actually by going through this, you're actually kind of manifesting by creating that energy, that resonance, that vibra that vibration in the universe by actually
Mm.
being here and being 3 years, you kind of create a magnet for it. Is
Yeah.
that what you think?
Yeah, yeah. It seems like you just once you become in that energy, everything starts to kind of align with it, and things come up that you don't see coming. But I think the more you expect things to come up, though, that usually gets in the way of it. So it's kind of like letting go of expectations and assumptions. Because I've had things manifest for me, and then I expect it to happen again, and it doesn't happen because it's like it always manifests in different ways. You know, you don't know what's
Right.
going to be until it comes, and then it will be in service to you, but you don't know what it is. So it's
So
like
you're putting out like that service vibration. Like you're putting out that like, this is what I kind of want,
yeah.
and attracting maybe not exactly what you think, but what would be for your
Mm.
highest good in there. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm trying to put my mind around the space time continuum, and it's always trying
Yeah.
to do that.
Well, the thing
Yeah.
I think that is the most important is that when you do this activity, you're not kind of feeling it anymore. You are feeling it. It's
Right.
not like it's up to
Yeah,
question. You're like, I kind of want to do this. I'm not sure. He's putting you on the
Mm.
spot to be like, this is where it's going. Like, this is it. This is what I feel. This feels right. And it's kind of like committing to it energetically,
That
right?
Yeah.
brings
Because
your
you can't be
clarity.
wishy-washy, right? It gives you that clarity. So that's
Yeah,
really
true. You see
important
people
too.
shift as well. You see people shift in the
Yeah.
conversation when they start to
Yeah.
realize that there's no difference
Wow.
between future and past or like present.
Exactly.
It's like
I love that.
when they start to say, "Oh yes, I'm living the life I really want to live, and I'm
Yeah.
doing this and I'm doing that," and they start to get confused and go, "Wait a minute, I'm not, no, I'm not," and then
Yeah.
like they say, and then but they still say keep doing it, and then it's like it starts to there's no difference there. It's a strange one.
Oh,
very cool.
beautiful.
So, tell us the best place for people to get in touch with you, and you have a coaching call. Well, you have like an invitation for people to give you a discovery call. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Sorry, a discovery call. Explain how people can get in touch with you, and where's the best place to find you.
Yeah. Okay. So you can visit my Facebook page, which is Coach Andy Horry, and you can book a discovery call through there. There's like a blue book now button, and you can click on that and go through the calendar to find a slot for you. It's free. It might be in GMT time, which is my UK time, when you click on the calendar. But I think you can select which time zone. I think on the top. But so you can book a call with me there, which is like free discovery call. So that's free to just have a discovery call, and we can start a relationship and see if you're the right fit for me to work, and if you get some value from it. And if you get some value from it, we can continue our calls and see if what package you would be right for you.
Beautiful.
Great. Thank you very much for joining us, Andy, today. And all the links for Andy are going to be in the comments. And I'm sure if people have questions, just put them in the comments. Andy can go through them, and he can answer you directly. And that would be the best way. Oh, thanks. What's up the rest of the day and the rest of the week? What's going on?
Right. So after this at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific is Nourishing Your Multidimensional Body with Kathy Homeyer. So stay on and check that out. And it's always an amazing show. At 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific is the Cosmic Ascension Report with Janelle Cameron. That's going to be a very powerful show considering we have the eclipse coming in. We all know that the energy's been super intense, and today is going to be, from what I hear, take as much time to rest as you can today because we're integrating a lot of energy. So, today's a good day just to ground it in and integrate and just kind of go into that releasing. So take it easy on yourselves and really give yourselves a lot of love today. And then we have next week on our show, we have Jim Harold, who is from the Paranormal Podcast. Rhonda is bringing him in for us. And from what she says, he is the OG of the paranormal podcasting world. So it's going to be a pretty awesome show to be able to hang out with him. And we love anything paranormal, so it's going to be super fun. Teresa and I are going to be in our glory, too. So, yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait to see what we talk about. There's the Akashic Magazine that just came out on January 1st, full of amazing articles from people in the academy and a lot of spiritual guidance and help and information. It's free, so if you go to www.theakashicacademy.com, there should be a link there. Is there going to be one in the comments for it here as well?
Yeah, at the bottom of the comment. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be putting them on.
It's a free download, so yeah, you can just check it out. Read it as you feel guided to. But it's pretty awesome to have available for us all. And there's also, like this page and share it with your friends. There's amazing shows on every day now. We have at least one show, a spiritual show of people being able to connect and hold the vibration for higher content, higher understanding and expansion and growth. And we love being able to hang out with all of you every week. And, the rest of we jump on the shows too. People are watching. We come on and we watch too because we love all the content that comes through every day. Great. We love our fellow hosts. Yeah. It's like being able to connect with this, worldwide web of light workers and spiritual healers.
Family.
Family. Exactly. Soul Tribe. So for those of you who would like to get even deeper into our group, we have the subscription, which is $44.44 a month. And that gives you access to the Mindful Mondays with Coach Nick, with the intuitive classes with Emily Harrison. And we have, just as we did today, there's the full moon and new moon ceremonies to help you really become empowered in your manifestations, be able to release and bring in new energies with each cycle. So really cool stuff to be able to be a part of as well. I think that's, who's the winner?
Oh, the winner. I have the winner from last week from when Terry Anderson was on. The one who I found shared out the most was Lorena Lonzano. That's her name. It's Lozano. And they win with Bex. And the one who shares out the most this week wins with who? I'm all confused.
I think.
Yeah. I lost the schedule.
I think it's with Teresa.
Teresa, yeah.
We're going to go with Teresa.
Okay, so share it out this week and you get a time with me. Hey, I want to know, Andy, what's next for you? What are you doing next as far as promotions go?
Oh yeah, I'm doing a Courageous Creators Challenge, which is something I started in December last year, 2018. So now we're doing it again in February, starting from the 4th, and doing it for that week. The 5 days. It's a 5-day video challenge. So I'm starting that on the 4th. So that'll be interesting. It's a chance for people to get on camera and get more confident, just speaking on camera and being able to express themselves more and stuff. So that's a fun challenge. I'm starting, and it's a free challenge as well.
I've seen people in my friend list that have been doing that,
Yes.
their last one, and I was like, oh, what's going on? What's this courageous creator stuff? Why are they going
Yeah.
live? And I was like, that was pretty cool. So I'm giving you
Yeah.
props for that. That's a pretty cool thing to do.
And we
Yeah,
know
it was
the more
fun.
you practice at going live, the easier it gets from
Yes.
Does
It
it
took us
really?
a few
Does
weeks.
it?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, it does. We don't have to practice 7 times a week before we get
Yeah.
going.
Remember
No,
that, you guys.
but going live with you guys is definitely easier than go by myself. So yeah.
Well, thank you, Andy, and have a good night in the UK. And
Thanks.
we'll see you
Thank
all
you.
next
Thank
week,
you so much.
everyone. Blessings. And
Have a blessed week.
if you're in the East and hunkering down in this storm, download the Kashik magazine and
Yeah.
get a cup of tea and have a good evening. Okay. Take care,
That's
everyone.
that. Beautiful. Namaste.
So.